COVID-19 pandemic is not over, and unfortunately, pregnant mothers are being killed by this terrible virus. So a report released on Wednesday by the US Government Accountability Office really does paint a bleak picture. Let's take a look. It finds that pregnancy-related deaths have spiked nearly 80% since 2018, with COVID-19 being a factor in a quarter of the 1,178 deaths reported last year. Oh my God. And here's a more specific breakdown of that study. Let's take a look at this. The GAO study finds that maternal deaths increased during the pandemic compared to 2018 and 2019. COVID-19 contributed to 25% of maternal deaths in 2020 and 2021. The maternal death rate for Black or African American women was disproportionately higher compared to white and Hispanic or Latina women. This is coming from the Government Accountability Office. No surprise there, Jay.
Well, this is another one of those situations where I think most people who would pay attention to the way that things work, or also already with our maternity death rates and maybe babies that don't make it out, are always, as obviously is pointed out, affects the disenfranchised the most, the folks that we just don't generally care about. So if that's the case, we got people like, I promise this is the only time I'm gonna say his name, Kanye West, and Candace Owens and all these folks talking about the biggest murder of Black babies in this country is Planned Parenthood. So we've got issues with Black babies, if you want to call it murder, dying, and normal would be normal situations of childbirth, and parents and mothers as well. So if we're worried about that, why isn't a bunch of money going towards making sure that this isn't a problem anymore? There's a shortage of hospitals. There's a shortage in hospitals closing, a shortage of staff members, obviously because of COVID-19 stuff. The hurdles with regarding getting certain kinds of care in certain areas, and people just not able to do it. So many times they have it at home. There's so many dangers around the lack of care that comes from certain people that we deem not important until we need them for political expediency, until we need to drop some names and say, I care about Black folks so I can go get elected. What are you doing? It goes back to the same thing. There's talk and then there's action. They talk about how they care about Black babies dying every day, but where's the money? Where's the action? Where's the legislation? Where's the action behind making sure that doesn't happen anymore? If the action isn't there, neither is there care. They just don't care.
That's it, Jay. You laying it down. And let's add to that the attack on reproductive rights by the GOP. They're attacking it hard, not just the Supreme Court of the United States, but many of these states that are controlled by the GOP got into action. This is something that they have been working to dismantle Roe v. Wade for a very long time. The overall health of expectant mothers has definitely taken a big hit. It's also another reminder of the irony of pro-life politicians who happen to be anti-vax and COVID deniers. Check out this op-ed right now. We're gonna put up this graphic from Molly Jong Fast from last year, which rings true today. My body, my choice. The paradox of Republican anti-vaxxers. I mean, that is the irony, right? My body, my choice. I don't have to get vaccinated. But when it comes to my body, my choice in terms of reproductive health, they are all right with government being just small enough to fit into a woman's womb. They are right with that. So we are on the precipice, really, and this is what Molly had to say in the article. We are on the precipice of the end of Roe and the beginning of a period of Republican legislation of women's bodies. But this change comes steeped in irony. The same group that wants to make it impossible for you to end your pregnancy is furiously insistent that showing proof of a vaccination should be illegal. Jay, my grandmother would say, my maternal grandmother would say for something like this, got more nerve than a brass A monkey. Yeah, she would. I still have yet to find that brass A monkey, but I understand what she's saying. There's a whole lot of nerve, basically, is what grandma's saying.
Yeah, they don't mean what they say is really all it is. And think about the money that goes to making sure that we ended Roe v. Wade and all these campaigns against it, and not the money that goes to saving actual lives.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That are looking to be delivered.